right?
Yeah.
So therefore, I think we will certainly take this, probably take more steps.
Be more steps, like your PCOM fairs, right? There should be a big banner on the outside, Say no
but we do
to
make sure
piracy.
that, I mean,
your fairs, I know, definitely your fairs is totally legit. But
we police around, we
yes,
make sure
great.
that there's no such practice.
But the tens of thousands of people you touch yearly, they should see that message, right? Because one day they could be creators of, IP themselves, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so that was the issue. But other than that, let's move on to Outsource Malaysia, because it's a strategic trust of MDEC also, right?
Yes.
And what progress has gone on in that space? Because I've been hearing that the progress hasn't been as strong, as people had expected, and they chart one peril they take, or trigger point they looked at is how strong our domestic, companies are in the outsourcing space. The companies, and no one company, stands out as being, has done really well in the last 3 years. So in effect, then they say Outsource Malaysia hasn't really, had the impact that it could have had.
Yeah. And that's why precisely why we need a chapter within PCOM, which is called Outsourcing Malaysia, right? Outsourcing Malaysia basically is a chapter. Started back in 06.
06
and that was
within,
that was when it was launched by, and this is modeled after NESCOM, because if you look back in India, one of their key success is the existence of NESCOM, which is an association that represents all the outsourcing companies. And in fact, India's success is very much industry driven.
Absolutely.
And not much of even government intervention.
Exactly.
Whereas in Malaysia, I think Malaysia, let's just take a step back. The MSC did very well when they start, especially in the early 2000s when they start to move into this sector, and they start to attract FDI, attracting a lot of multinationals to locate their shared services hub. So that's why if you take a drive along Cyberjaya and many of the other MSC zone, you see big names like HSBC, DHL, BMW. Yeah, that's good. But the part that is still weak, like what you have just pointed out correctly, is the domestic, the supply side. And it is the supply side, if you look back in India, that is driving the whole economy, the growth of the economy. So that part of it, we felt that we need a platform, we need to come together and really uncover all the issues, challenges, and become the so-called the voice of that for these players. And so back in 06, where I started this Outsourcing Malaysia, we were only like 2 or 3 of us that got together. And I think with MDEC as a founding member, and then with PCOM, today we are close to 100 members. Right? We have 100 members. And these 100 members are very active members. They are not just members for sake of members. And almost every other week we have activities that is directed to exports, that's directed to research, that's directed to creating more awareness, that is directed to programs that nurture more knowledge workers. So there are a lot of activities that's been done. So I think if you are in the sector itself, you talk to any of these players, they recognize the need to have Outsourcing Malaysia. And we hope that our main hope right now is really for MDEC or the government to continue to pay more attention to the local. FDI is good, but I think a lot more need to be done. They agree, but so therefore, for example, just last 2 months we came together, and when we planned our 3 years roadmap, we actually planned it together.
Together with MDEC, you mean?
Together. Because we want to make sure that the goals are all aligned, and we draw KPIs, and KPIs remains to be theirs and ours. In fact, it shouldn't be theirs and ours, it should be just us, right? Because the whole idea is to grow and nurture these outsourcing companies.
But none of the outsourcing companies have seen a leap in their revenue, right? A 5-fold or even 10-fold. Because this is an industry that's seen a CAGR of, 30% or something, right? I was at your event a month and a half ago, That's not reflected in any of our companies. So where is the blockage, or where is the weakness within our own entrepreneurs, within that space?
There's a couple of them that have successfully captured quite significant jobs from both local and overseas. But a lot of the members are still kind of mid-size, small mid-size.
Yeah, on the small side of the mid-range.
Which is why the part about moving getting them to look abroad and getting overseas job, I think that is one of our aim right now. We have lined up, for example, at least about 8 to 10 different overseas missions. Be it participation in exhibition or seminar or business-to-business matching, so that we are able to capture bigger jobs so that we can scale up. But otherwise, the growth will continue to be just 10-20%, and that is already so-called behind the
curve.
But having said that, globally, the growth in outsourcing is 13%.
13,
So we are ahead of that 13%,
ahead of that curve
because this year we expect at least about like 18%.
18%,
but I'm not very proud to say that 18% is a good number, because I think we can easily double that.
Wow.
To 36-40%.
Wow. Okay. Very ambitious.
If we put a lot of those program in place, that's what we have planned.
Okay. Interesting, good. David, I'm getting the wrap-up signal, but I want to go to
the surprise.
You're still waiting for the surprise. No, we'll chop this episode up into 3 9-minute segments. No problem.
Okay.
But so that's where Outsource Malaysia is, right? I guess if I want to add anything to that, would be, are you all hoping that the government will provide you all with a major boost, as become a major demand side, a demand force in the outsource space?
Yeah, I think the government is doing their best in looking at ways to support this industry. But the industry itself, the players itself also has a role to play.
Of course, you have to show
make sure that we continue to innovate. We don't stick our mind to low value jobs. Because we simply cannot compete with some of the lower cost countries, and we don't even have the numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have to move up the value chain. But unfortunately, that's not happening fast enough, right? Although a few has made it. So certain programs we still require the government to come in. For example, the education. We
for training, you mean, right?
From primary all the way up to secondary and even to tertiary. To be able to have more intakes of students that is in the ITO or BPO field. For example, up to date, there is not a single tertiary or colleges that issue an outsourcing degree. But why not? I mean, if this is an industry that we are serious about, then I think some of the universities should actually offer courses in this area. Right.
If not a degree, a diploma level, right?
So that is something that I think the government or MQA who goes through all these, who approve all these criteria.
What about Dr. Paramjit from APIT? He was last night at the MSc Malaysia. I'm sure you all have discussed with him, right? So does he see a market need for that? Because obviously people like him will be driven by market needs also, right? So you're the industry and you're saying there is a need. I just had his institute responded at least.
In fact, I had quite a lengthy chat with him yesterday. Exactly on this issue. So why are you not issuing a outsourcing degree or something along IT? But
and what does he say?
I mean, he's in business,
of course.
He's doing very well, right? He churned out thousands of students in the IT. In fact,
they're
probably one of the biggest in this field. So I guess he has his priorities. APIT has their priorities in terms of the type of courses they offer. But as long as they continue to churn out a lot of IT graduates, I think that's good enough, because they can actually help to fit into this industry as well.
Of course.
But as I said, this is a business decision that they have to make. I mean, that's basically his answer.
Okay. All right. I'll have him on the show soon, and then I'll grill him on this. All right. I'm getting the second wrap up again, but